Hey guys, welcome back to the Game Replay. I am DavetheUsher. The game we're playing is Final Fantasy X-2 HD Remaster for the Sony PlayStation 3. Good stuff, how you guys doing? In case you just joined us, I've actually done a walkthrough already of Final Fantasy X, the HD Remaster version. You can find that in my playlist. You can click under the video window here in the more description, and you can find the playlist to my Final Fantasy X HD Remaster walkthrough, as well as my Final Fantasy X PS2 walkthrough. Both will be listed there, so good stuff. I also included Final Fantasy X Eternal Calm in my Final Fantasy X HD Remaster playlist, so good stuff. Yeah, we've gone through Final Fantasy X, we've gone through Final Fantasy X Eternal Calm. It's been awesome, you know, the changes, the differences, this and that. Playing the international version for the first time as a North Americaner, as, you know, being a person who's played the North America version only, so that was a treat as well. And, you know, everything that goes on with Final Fantasy X, of course, you know, I'm a big fan of the game, and I like it a lot. Here we have Final Fantasy X-2. Oh man, so much to say about this one. I can't wait to dive into this. Final Fantasy X-2 was when side quests and completing and completious and all that kind of stuff, it got crazy, man. It just blew up and it went crazy. I'm gonna say this right now before I get into the game. I'm gonna say this right now, folks. Here we go. I am gonna do my best to get 100%. Of course, this is my first time going through Final Fantasy X-2, the HD Remastered version. There's only so much you can still do in one playthrough, one attempt, you know? You have to play the game multiple times to even get more than everything, right? So, yeah, here we go, man. I'm gonna do everything I can. We always have save states, so if I do a recording and I really make an error, you know, not to worry, because we can fix that. You know how the walkthrough process can be, and recording and editing and this kind of stuff, so I could, you know, make a slip, but I could also fix things. I have my trusted strategy guide, the new one, the newer released HD Remaster one, to help me, so you need a strategy guide for this, by the way, for X-2, oh yeah, you do. I used to play this game so crazy back in the day. It's been a couple years, you know, it hasn't been as recent as Final Fantasy X, that much is very apparent. So, I wouldn't say I'm rusty, but let me tell you, I'm gonna go into this game and we're gonna complete it fully to the best of our abilities. Let's do it, folks. I'm also gonna tell you right now, folks, this is gonna be a spoiler-free walkthrough. Yeah, I really do enjoy and appreciate this game. I think it's a good game, especially for being a sequel game, you know. There's a lot to be said about this. I don't have to go into it all now, but we will get to it when we come across it. Good stuff. Alright, so we're loading the opening credits here. Yeah, this is going back to like the original game now, you know, the Final Fantasy X-2 game itself. So, you know, when you had the PS2 version, you booted it up, this is what you would see. Oh man, I was flipping out, man, at the time. I was like, wow, really? They're gonna make a sequel game to a Final Fantasy game. This is like the first time ever. I mean, there's been a couple things here and there, but this was like the first official kind of sequel Final Fantasy game, and it was kind of a big deal at the time. And I always thought this was gonna be an appropriate thing. I'm just gonna talk about, you know, certain things while we go through the cutscenes here, while we go through the opening sequence here, because it's kind of nice to see a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I was looking forward to this. You know, there was a lot of talk back in the day when sequels were announced, and at first there was going to be multiple sequels, and, you know, then things changed, and we got this, just Final Fantasy X-2, and there was a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of this, a lot of that, just a bunch of talk, but, yeah, this is what it came down to. I remember always kind of wanting a sequel to Final Fantasy X myself, and, before a sequel was announced even, I was really hoping, you know, if they do a sequel, when talk started happening, I was hoping the sequel would have to do with Braska's Pilgrimage. Braska, Younger Orn, and Jecht. And I just thought that would have been awesome. You know, because when we saw those Jek spheres in the original game and we saw the sequences and what went on, and it looked really interesting. It always looked kind of cool and exciting, you know, to see those spheres, to see the flashbacks, the scenes, and all that kind of stuff. Younger Orin, you know, Braska, we know him, but we don't even know this guy yet. Yeah, we know a little bit about Jek, but it's like Sin Jek, really, right? So I just thought that would have been awesome. Awesome if they did that, if they went that route. The reason why I think they didn't do that is because, well, it would have basically been kind of the same game in a way. This is a game about a pilgrimage to defeat Sin, who destroys everyone on the world, on Spira. And, well, they didn't want to just do the same old thing again, so we got Final Fantasy X-2 instead. Good stuff. This is the opening menu here. You can do a new game, load up your old game, do a data transfer. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, Final Fantasy X-2, I'm going to tell you this right now. They wanted to go a different route with this. They wanted to go a different direction. So think back to Final Fantasy X and what kind of vibe that game put out. Well, this has a different vibe, as well it should. Remember, folks, this isn't a spoiler, of course, because this is a sequel game. Sin has been defeated. Sin is dead. There's no more Sin. So, man, it's like a big party on Spira now. The world has changed. Spira has changed, you know? Everything has changed. So, without further ado, folks, this is Final Fantasy X-2, the HD Remastered version, and I'm going to be doing a complete walkthrough. I'm going to go for 100%. I'm going to go for everything within reason that I can do, and I hope you, sit back and enjoy this one, and I hope you're in it for the long haul with me, because I'm going to put everything I can into this game. Let's do it. Good stuff.
In position. It's showtime, girls. Hey, give it back already!
Boys. Want in on this number? Then show me your moves.
Think you can keep up?
Man, this is such an interesting way to start this game and just a Final Fantasy game in general. Battle, very quickly, straight off the bat, right after an interesting cutscene. Basically, take Final Fantasy X and that intro and all that kind of stuff, and go the exact opposite route. And you have Final Fantasy X-2's intro, opening. It's pretty crazy. So right now, a first-timer would probably be very confused. I mean, that's Riku. She looks older, right? She looks different. She looks fresh and new. That's Yuna, but it looks like we're almost fighting her right now. And her voice, something's wrong. Something's a little off about this whole thing. Okay, folks, and then you have our new character. You saw during that opening cutscene, everyone's name was introduced right next to a nice stopped close-up frame of themselves. This is Pain. She's kind of like, well, we just did Final Fantasy X, a walkthrough of it, that is, like a female Auron. Or, a lot of people will say this one, a female Squall.
I could have danced all night.
Sorry. No time for an encore.
Hold still!
So we got some goons here. We don't really know what's going on, but I mean, come on. We understand the setup as well as we can right now for just starting, especially for new timers. It's a battle. Let's beat up these baddies. They're goons. Let's get them. Sure. And then maybe we can figure out what's going on shortly. Yeah, they're just going to be chasing you. Battles are going to start again and again and again. There's actually something you can do in one of these little nooks down the way here. It has to do with the, 100% completing the story kind of thing. Yeah, folks, you have to talk to everyone in the game. You have to do certain events in a specific order. You have to do the side quests, you have to talk to everyone, you have to do a bunch of stuff activity-wise in order to unlock 100% of this game. And what does 100% give you? Well, it benefits you in certain ways. It gives you certain rewards. You know, I don't want to get into everything. Like I said, I'm going to be doing kind of a spoiler-free walkthrough, even though it's been like several years since I've played this game really fully, crazily. And did, like, the insane stuff that has to do with this game. Oh, yeah, folks, I probably went more crazy about this game and did more of the crazier things regarding this game than in Final Fantasy X itself. And that might have to do with the versions that were released at the time, actually. Yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 had a lot of the crazier stuff attached to it that all of us got our hands on. So, yeah, I believe that had something to do with it. I think if we run down here, there's a dude. Oh, and there's guards. The guards are going to be chasing us. Anyway, if you don't recognize where we are, we're in Luca. Let's go back to that opening scene, though, real quick. I'm just going to be doing a couple of these battles. We don't have to get into all the battle stuff yet, really. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Let's fight them. There you go, okay? Good stuff. So anyway, that opening scene was pretty interesting. You saw Yuna there. She had her summoner wardrobe on, and then she shed it. There's a person dressed up in a Moogle suit. And they heal us. And I believe you have to do that in order to acquire 100% of the story, to complete 100%. You have to do that. It's crazy, folks. Like I said, I don't want to get into it all right now, But yeah, you have to stay at like inns, you have to visit certain places at certain times, numerous times. You gotta do many things numerous times throughout the game. Why? In order to get 100% of the story unlocked. Oh man. So we're almost through this. These goons just gonna keep chasing us. Anyway, it was kind of symbolic there. It was symbolic during that opening there. Yuna, she's shedding her summoner wardrobe off, man. She's casting it aside. Summoner no more, man. This is new Yuna. And new Yuna is a singer, you know, a dancer, a pop star, and all that sort of thing. But, I mean, really, folks, Yuna has got to be the most beloved, important, famous person on this world in Spira. After what she did, who could hate her? How could you hate her?
Hey, you run too fast!
You're too slow, little girl. Show's over!
Youch.
This way. Where's the imposter?
Oh, imposter! An imposter Yuna, you don't say? So, wait a minute, folks, this is the real Yuna! Yeah, she kind of has sort of a fresh look, definitely. She's holding a gun. That's kind of interesting, don't you think?
It cannot be!
Yeah, they wanted to go in the complete opposite direction. Now, as far as the battling goes, there is a couple of other options that we can check out. I haven't really gone into that yet, but we will in due time.
That's quite enough sniveling, boys. Persistent, aren't you?
My grid. You give us back Uni's garment grid right now.
Didn't you girls ever learn to share?
Give it back.
Very well, it's yours. But it won't be yours for long, loves.
Okay, so here we go. That is LeBlanc. She's kind of like, she's gonna be the game's rival for Yuna. Anyway, I'm getting attacked here. Press L1 to access the garment grid and change dress spheres. What? Dress spheres? Well, as you can see, we have a couple of options here.
It was
Gunner,
no.
songstress, we can do different things battle-wise here, folks. It's kind of self-explanatory. Alright, use Darkness Dance to inflict darkness on LeBlanc. Alright, folks, by the way, we can hit the triangle button and switch characters. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna do the Darkness Dance right here. So basically, these dress spheres, they obviously have different styles of attack that you can do. I mean, you've seen them. The Songstress Dress Sphere, the Thief Dress Sphere, look, Warrior Dress Sphere. As I change it around, it highlights it where Riku is there. So Riku starts out as a thief with her thieving moves. I might have to change this option. I can go over to Warrior there. Now, I won't be doing that much explaining, especially after a little bit. We'll get into it. So yeah, let's inflict darkness on LeBlanc. If we've played FF games, we understand what darkness is all about. Come on now. We're gonna blind her up, she's gonna miss us, we're gonna hit her, we're gonna win this battle, and, I don't know, get back our dress sphere?
So I chop things up and we win. I think I can handle that.
Kinda familiar with the term spheres, but wait a minute. Something seems different, something seems new. Swordplay, power break. Oh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, everything has MP attached to it. If you look at the bottom right hand of the little screen there, you can see how the gauges have to charge up. And this has to do with us being able to attack in the first place, or if I were to use, alright, power break with Riku here, you can see how it charges up. It needs to get all the way up before she unleashes the attack. There you go, like so. Yeah, you can also do timed attacks. Oh boy. We can do timed attacks in this game if we all attack at the same time. You can kind of chain them up together. And we can get into that, of course, as we go on into this game.
I won't let you off so easily next time.
Get back here!
Riku. What? What? Hey.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I'm flashing back. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've really played all the way through this game. I've checked it out a little bit just to maintain my, familiarization with the game itself. And I've actually done a little streaming of it. But man, this takes me back, especially when I hear certain sound cues. Every time we finish a mission, we're gonna get that, we're gonna get our EXP, our gil, and items earned, of course, see our progress, this and that. Oh, folks, this is gonna be quite the experience, especially for those of you who, this game just didn't seem like it was for you. You like Final Fantasy X, you like the characters, you like Spira, this and that, but this game is very different. It has a very different approach, and, you just didn't go into it fully, but you've always maintained curiosity about it. So, yeah, this is gonna be quite the adventure for us all.
My body just started dancing by itself. I didn't know what was going on. I was frightened. Then, while I was dancing, something happened.
You sure looked like you were enjoying yourself.
I was. It felt like some other person's excitement just took over.
That can happen when you use the garment grid. The emotions of the person recorded in the sphere pass to the user.
Isn't that dangerous?
I can't really say.
But it's your invention.
I'm just a kid.
Dance, Yuna! I want to see!
It'll cost you.
One moment.
She's kidding.
What? No dance? Looks sick, TV. Darlings! Doing goody duck!
I've completed my latest invention.
Creature Creator. Use the fiend trap pods invented by Shinra, to capture fiends all across Spira and train them as ally creatures for the Gullwings. The more fiends you capture and train, the more fascinating tales you will hear about them. Alright folks, this is our first opportunity to freely move about. You can tell we're on an airship, but it seems kind of like a different airship from the one we might be familiar with in Final Fantasy X. And this is also our first opportunity to talk to a couple of our main characters, including the newest one, Pain. Let's learn a little bit more about Pain.
This is Pain. I look up to her as a sphere hunter, and also as a friend. I still don't know her very well. She's not exactly the talkative type. I heard she joined the Gullwings shortly before I did. Riku doesn't know much about her either.
What now?
Nothing.
I swear, honestly, at first, and then even at second, I always had like suspicions and thought that Pain was like related to Auron, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Auron with a daughter? Nah, that'll never happen, right folks? Right, folks? Nah. So anyway, we can talk to more people. Okay, why don't we talk to Pain again? You might as well take it easy until Buddy picks up some leads. Alright folks, and I'm gonna just go on, not a big rant right here. That takes me to the first, I don't want to say complaint or disappointing part of the game, but when I first picked this up and I first started playing it and then that occurred, I was a little confused. You know, Final Fantasy X was the first Final Fantasy game to have like voice actors attached to them, and it was crazy. And I thought with this sequel, with the next Final Fantasy game that came out kind of after that, you know, I thought we would have more voice actors, more this, more that. You know, not only would the main characters of the game have voices, you know, voice actors attached to them, but hey man, I thought, alright, well now we're gonna have like even the minor characters, even the smaller roles, they're gonna have voice actors too. You know, we gotta take it up a notch. We gotta get a little more crazy here. So when this happened, when I talked to Pain and then the voice actress did not read the dialogue words, and it just went onto the bubble like that, and I had to read it myself, I was like, well wait a minute, we're going backwards, not forwards. Man, even when I flirted with the idea of doing a walkthrough, the PS2 version of this game, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get to this part so I can finally express my opinions on the matter, my very important opinions, right? Oh, it's just kind of disappointing. But yeah, folks, they kind of did take a step backwards. It's not like it's going to happen a lot, and pretty much the most important stuff is always going to be said by the voice actors, but there's going to be times when, you know, the big-time characters, the major characters, like Pain here, you know, they're not gonna read their words. We're gonna have to do it ourselves. Yeah, it's not gonna go forwards. It's gonna just take a little step backwards. Unfortunately, but that's the way it is, folks. Alright, Riku.
Having fun?
You bet. It all began when I saw this sphere of you. At least, it looked like you. I couldn't say for sure. I thought I might find more spheres like it if I joined the Gullwings, so I did. Oh, in case you're wondering, the Gullwings are sphere hunters, and sphere hunters are, well, this. We fly all over Spira. I'm really enjoying myself.
Glad to hear it. For a while there, I was starting to feel like a kidnapper.
Don't be silly.
Alright, well, we talked to our two main allies, our chick combatants, Pain and Riku. They're gonna be a fighting threesome, and, yeah, man, this is gonna get crazy. We have barely begun this game. We haven't even gotten into, like, anything yet. It's pretty different, it's pretty new, and pretty exciting, folks. And, yeah, I can't wait to dive into this whole game that is Final Fantasy X-2, folks. But before we go anywhere else, folks, for now, I'm going to call it a wrap right here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. And leave me those comments and tell me what you think about the opening of this game, Final Fantasy X-2, and your thoughts about Final Fantasy X-2 in general. Get ready, because I'm going to be posting them. Good stuff. I'm Dave the Usher for the Game Replay. Stay tuned for the next part of Final Fantasy X-2 HD Remaster. I will see you guys next time. I am out.